introducing my next special guest on my show now. A lovely to introduce on my show. We have Poppy Blonde. Yeah, Poppy Blonde joining me. How are we today?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for taking time out to do this. As always, it's always great to invite up and coming artists and singers, original artists on my show, just to find out more about them and give them a bit more profile and airplay on my radio shows.
Yeah, no, it is great to sort of that you got in touch with me about it, and yeah, it is hard as an independent artist to sort of branch out and get people sort of interested in what you're doing. So it's great when people actually reach out to you. So I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no, wonderful. So, Poppy Blonde, where are you based here in the UK?
So I'm actually from Stoke-on-Trent. Um, And yeah, I have sort of done a bit of toing and froing from the south and also Stoke. I went to university in Chichester, but and then I did find myself coming back home again, and then again I moved sort of down to Hastings for a bit as well. But and then again I've come back home because it is where my family are from. It's where I am from, and yeah, just with like family, I had a little nephew come along, and I just didn't want to miss out on them special times. And also with my music, I had a band up here that I sort of let go. So yeah, yeah, back in Stoke-on-Trent where my
Oh,
roots are.
oh, home with the artist, Stoke-on-Trent as well, sandwiched between Manchester and Birmingham, central England. So a good hub for music.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually got some sort of gigs lined up in Manchester and Liverpool coming up. Well, in June, I've got a little bit of a pop tour going on with a couple of other artists, independent artists. So I'm really looking forward to that. There's always a buzz around sort of Manchester and Liverpool and Birmingham areas. Stoke is a great place to live. And at the moment, the guy who's my producer and also sort of my manager as well, Scott, he's really doing a lot for Stoke.
Mm.
There's a couple of other people as well trying to really get us Stoke artists out there. So it's great at the minute, yeah.
Fantastic. And not forgetting where Newcastle is as well. You got a Newcastle as well. People confuse it with the one up there, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So we've got a Newcastle under Lyme. Um, yeah, they confuse it with the Newcastle upon Tyne. And they always say, "Oh, you're from Newcastle," and I'm like, "No, not that one." You get
That's
confused
brilliant.
there.
So just told me and my listener about kind of where you're from and you know how the music in your area has influenced you. Um, who have been your inspirations like growing up over the years?
Well, I've had a lot of inspiration, really. I've never been one to fully divulge into just one genre, but my mum was sort of like loves rock music, so I'm into sort of like Foo Fighters and Muse. Also a bit heavier, a band that I love at the minute called Nothing More. But I did actually, how many years ago now? It was in 2018, one of my friends introduced me to Northern Soul music. So I did that for a good 4 or 5 years. I used to go to all the all-nighters. I'm actually going to one this weekend coming up. So soul music's a big part of my life. And Northern Soul was for a while. And I had me and my friend had a duo going on, and I had quite a successful YouTube channel, dancing in my back garden. Got over 4 million views across our channels and stuff. We got a band together, and then sort of moving on from that, we sort of went to separate ways, and I wanted to go into writing my own music and take influence from all the different genres I listened to, and put it into my own thing. And now it's like I call it my solo era. Started at the beginning of this year, and it's a bit of soul, a bit of pop, dark pop influences. So yeah, I'm just sort of seeing how it all goes now, doing my own thing.
Great. Well, very positive. You sent me a single called 2 Hour Thoughts. This is one of your previous releases. Had a quick listen
Yeah.
to it. It's one of them instant pop hits, upbeat and tempo. What's your take on the song? Just telling me, listener, what the meaning behind this is.
Well, I wrote it, and it was just I was listening to a video, and it said just one line, which is in my song, which is addicted to addictions, how we're all addicted to things. Um, so it's about humanity, really. And I just really delved into it all and how we sort of, I'm the same, it's basically me saying to myself that we contradict ourselves a bit, and we're addicted to everything around us, like your mobile phones and your fast foods. We've got all of this around us, and we're born into this world, and then we're told, no, you can't do it. That's bad for you. This is bad for you. And then it's, well, you're the guys that are allowing this to happen. So it was sort of just questioning that. I like to ask questions. I don't claim to know everything, don't get me wrong. And then there was sort of a bit of a personal experience I went through, and I actually started writing a completely different song. And then I was like, oh, this would actually fit with this other song I've been writing. So yeah, it just sort of all come together like that, really, quite naturally. But yeah, I like to write lyrics about personal experiences, about humanity, about nature, about just things, I guess, that I really believe in, and I want to sort of spread a bit of a message as I'm doing it. And if people want to listen.
Oh, that's good. Your new single as well. This is exciting. Dropped in April, or about to drop in April. They're called Misty
Yeah.
Blue Eyes as well. Very mysterious song title indeed, if I do say so myself.
Yes. So this one, again, for me, I can sort of, it is a personal one. I tend to go for blue-eyed boys, let's say. So it is sort of about that. But I've sort of had sort of experiences with people where they don't really like to look at you in the eye. Whereas for me, I like to connect with people. And the best way for me personally is through the eyes. I just do think that they are the key to somebody's soul. So I'm lucky now that I feel like I found somebody who has got blue eyes that is, allows that sort of connection. But yeah, it's basically just about connecting with people and really, delving into people's souls. And I'm lucky that I found that connection with somebody, and not to be scared. And I've had experiences before where it's been more about, physical aspects, and they've not really looked at me in certain ways. So yeah, to find someone special, basically this one is.
Oh, well, they do say the eyes have it, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. And it's got a bit of an R&B feel to it as well. When I've worked with my producer, I sort of create a song, whether it's through a little bass line. I'm no musician, don't get me wrong, but I play about a bit on bass, and also through GarageBand, creating my songs, then send it to my producer, and he comes up with something with, even more substance, and it took a bit of an R&B feel to it. So I'm really looking forward to people hearing this one. Slightly different to my other one, but that's what I like. But something different.
Nice. Just listening to it, I had a little preview of it as well. Got different ingredients of different styles of music in there. Bit of jazz as well, maybe.
Yeah. It's got. I mean, I love to be again influenced by all sorts of different music. And also in this one, I've got a bit of a telephone call going on. So that's me trying to get in touch with me Misty Blue Eyes, and he's not answering the phone. And then so at the beginning of the song, I'm on the phone, he doesn't answer. And then throughout the song, I pick up the phone again, and I sort of speak rap something to him, which is about like, look into my eyes, like, don't just look at my body and all of that. It's, yeah. So.
Sure. And not that I compare artists to other artists, but it does remind me of Taylor Swift in places. She's really popular at the moment as well.
She is, isn't she? Yeah. I mean, Taylor, I listen to a bit of her music, but I aren't like one of these die-hard fans, if you know what I mean. But I've sort of, yeah, I do really like the way that she is, and sort of how she portrays herself and what she's doing for people and things at the moment. But like I say, I'm not a major fan of her, but I commend any artist out there. I love Beyonce. Like, she's always been a massive influence on me since I was younger, and a bit of Destiny's Child. Love all that. some people have likened me a bit to like Roisin Murphy, which I like, because I started listening to her a couple of years ago, and then when people are now saying oh, he sounds a bit like her, I'm like, oh yeah, I was listening to her a couple of years ago. So it all sits in the mind, and it comes out somehow when people remind me, oh yeah, I love that artist, or I love that one.
Yeah, just rewinded to Beyonce. She's reinvented herself with the country thing and the Texas Hold'em.
Oh yeah, I love that tune. It gets stuck in your
Yeah.
head.
I didn't expect that from her, I must admit. Now,
No,
on to you. You're on tour soon. What are you looking forward to being most about being on the road?
So I mean, for me, because the tour that I'm doing is sort of Manchester, Liverpool, Stoke, and I'm working with other artists, a couple from Stoke, but then again, one from Manchester, one from Liverpool. So it'll be nice for everyone to sort of work together, get together, watch each other, support each other, and just for new people to listen to my music, because obviously it's so fresh for me at the moment, and it's just about spreading it and to a wider audience. So I'm looking forward to that. I've also got a couple of gigs lined up. My first sort of headlining gig in Stoke, that's on the 13th of April, and then also the 21st of April, I've been asked to be part of a big carnival parade that we've got going on in Longton, where I'm from. So that'll be really fun to do, because it's just a massive community event, which we don't get much around Stoke. We don't have that much money to to pump into community. So it's really, really good that that Urban Wilderness, they called it, are sort of doing this big parade, and I'm part of it.
Yeah, good times this summer as well. I know with this summer's a bit later than usual with the weather, just looking outside the studio window. But festivals as well, you got any of them planned as well?
I mean, at the moment I've got Limelight Festival, which is again based in Newcastle under Lyme, not a Newcastle upon Tyne. So there's that one that I'm doing. And there was going to be one called Your City Festival, but that one, unfortunately, they couldn't get the funding for it. So it's turned into a Piccadilly party instead. So that's just the one day instead of the whole weekend. So I'm looking forward again to that one. And then I am just now on the hunt to go and perform at festivals wherever I can. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, is wherever I can go, I'll go. I just love performing. I love being on a stage.
Well, from the interview, it seems like you're yearning to do this. You've got the fire ready to burn, and
yeah,
and that's good. Where's best where people can follow you, or like say social media or websites or links and so on?
Yeah, so I'm on most social media platforms. Instagram's always a good one for me. Facebook, TikTok, I am trying, but it's hard work, that one for me. With music, I think it's quite difficult, but you just put Poppy Blonde in without an E, and Poppy Blonde without the E. So I've done it a bit like James Bond. And then also on Spotify, again, search Poppy Blonde and you'll find me on there. I've got 2 Hour Thoughts is already out, but like I say, Misty Blue Eyes is on the way on the 12th of April. So yeah, it's just all your typical social media platforms.
Fantastic. Well, lovely speaking with you this afternoon. Really great to speak with you, about your starting out on your musical journey. And best of luck with this hit record as well, which we'll play one of your songs now and get it on my show. Thanks for your time out today.
Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you.